Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Ghost Talks. And in this episode, we're actually going to be diving a little bit more personal on this one, and it's the reason I became a game developer. And I know that everybody has a story of why they do what they do, but I feel that mine is just the greatest thing in the world because I'm the greatest guy in the world. So let's get into it. So when I was young, I was shy, I was timid, I really didn't have a niche that I actually fit in with. I only had one good friend, but before I even had him, the only friend that I had was a little gray box. And it was two because they were brothers. This one was a little older than the other one. It was the NES and the Super NES. And when I would go to school and these guys were home, I was tormented. And of course, it's a bullying story, and I know everybody says them and everybody has them, but I'm no different. I'm not this be all end all guy where I always had friends and all this stuff. No, I was bullied, I was picked on, I was treated like an outcast, a sheep, the worst. But when I came home, the only two people that would ever look at me and treat me as if I was actually worth a piss in a pot were these two game consoles that I cherished for ever. And Nintendo was that company where I just fell in love with, not for the reason of, well, I want to just completely involve myself in Nintendo, but just for the fact that their games gave me the aspiration of being better, doing the impossible. When people tell you no, you do the opposite and you prove them wrong. And it gave me that mentality, and it just made me, it made me better. Then I started to actually branch out because it was Nintendo's influence within their game design and their game stuff where it was just I could do better. So I decided that I was in a phase where I was drawing a lot and I could actually replicate anything that I had. So I had Pokemon cards and I would draw them for people, and I would sit there like, I got this. I still got my Pokemon cards in the closet, which, and they're Gen 1 too, which is just crazy. I even got my Yu-Gi-Oh cards Gen 1. I didn't get further than that. I think I got like Gen 2, but that was it. But, you know, it was just Nintendo that actually branched me out. And then later on in life, I fell in love with music also. And I decided, because since Nintendo had given me the courage to actually step out of my comfort zone and actually show what I can possibly do, it made me do music. But I always had that real passion for games. Music and games and art are all in the same boat for me, but games just, they always, they were always with me. I would always have a portable games a console in my pocket. I wouldn't leave home. There was one point where I just couldn't leave home without a game console. I would either have to have my Game Boy Advance or my SP. I couldn't leave home without it. There was so many times in high school where it was confiscated because they would do the random searches, and I could not leave my house with it. It was just, it was my rock. Like, I had every game console, but Nintendo was always that one that just stuck with me, and I support them till today because of it. Because Nintendo was such that, like, they were my spinal cord for so long, and they still are till today, don't get me wrong. I may act all cocky and confident and all this stuff, but inside, I'm still that same kid, same awkward, dorky kid that if you see me at a convention, I'm probably fucking fangirling over something that I see there. Either some pretty girl that I'm gawking at, or just sitting there playing my DS. Like, I'm still that kid. So, They just, since they had that effect on me, I thought that I could dive into this world where I could probably have some impact on people. And it's the same with my music, where for so long I went without a voice. And this, I don't know how anybody's gonna take this, but it's true. For so long I had no voice. No one wanted to listen to me. No one cared. Everyone used to make fun of me. They used to say all this stupid stuff. Oh, you're ugly. You're all this stuff. They used to compare me to Jay-Z. They used to say, oh, this nigga's not gonna be nothing. And the only thing that I had was my Nintendo game consoles, and all I had was music, and nobody used to listen to me then. And I just wanted to craft my own voice to be heard. And then it turned into something a little bit bigger, where it was, I want to be heard, of course, but I want to have a lasting effect on people. I want to have at least, like, let's say I make a song or I do a game and they're like, wow, that really touched me deep, and it made me want to aspire to be something bigger than I possibly could be. Or they listen to something or they play something and they're just like, well, I'm not alone, and somebody has gone through something that I've gone through. And it's just like, that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to be a game developer. Because if I couldn't do music, then I'm always going to do one of my other passions. And I know people would tell me, oh, but you could have done art. But I'd rather do game development, because I can do art and I can do music. So either way, I'm doing all three. And I know it's technically cheating, but it's true. I sit in my room all day, I got my computer, I make games. And in that process, I have notebooks and plethoras of stuff that I draw and I make into characters, and you guys may have seen on my Tumblr, or that all that portfolio stuff. That's me. That's me just sitting there and just, one day I'll have a dream about a character and I'll sketch him up real quick. I'll take a crude picture of him from my cell phone and I make the character. Like, that's just how I am. And then after that, I'll go and I'll try to make a new song, or I'll try to do something else, and I'll try to incorporate it into a game, and it just keeps sparking from there. And the sky's the limit, right? So tell me about, in the comment section below, tell me about something that you're passionate about. Tell me about your dreams and aspirations, or why did you become a game developer, or why did you select the field or the dream job of yours, and why. I know that I probably said why before, but I just didn't remember. I spaced out. But with that being said, I will see you guys later. Peace. Thanks for watching. Here are the 2 latest episodes of Ghost Talks. And don't forget to subscribe if you guys actually enjoyed the show. Peace.